Hello guys, welcome to another painting tutorial. This time I'm going to paint Gandalf the Grey for Lord of the Rings miniatures, or for Hobbit An Unexpected Journey. Now this is the end result that you're gonna get if you follow this tutorial, and please feel free to leave a comment about what you think on the miniature, or any questions that I didn't clarify on the painting. I would also like you to leave feedback and your opinion on how would you like if I painted the whole company, because I have the Hobbit set and I would like to paint them all, but I don't know if I should make them tutorials. So if you would like to see them, please leave feedback, leave in a comment or like this video. That way I'll know if I should record them. Now I'm going to start with a gray primer. You can use either black or white if you like, but I like gray. I'm going to use Mechanicus standard gray to base coat the whole robe of Gandalf here. Remember always to thin down your paint, as I always say in all my videos. It's very important that you do, because if you don't, you may start taking away from the detail of the miniature, or even the paint may dry when you're just stroking it on the miniature and leave paint crumbs or strokes, and we don't want that. This is a very simple step. You just have to paint all of the robe, and this and the other steps that follow is just applying the base coat, the primary color, to all of the areas that you're going to paint. So it's easy. Now, what I'm going to do next is to use Russ gray, and I'm going to use it on the hat and on the scarf, because according to the books, Gandalf has a blue hat and a blue scarf as well. You don't see that so much in the movies. It kinda looks more gray than blue. And also I'm not going for a really vibrant blue, just like a sky blue. But, well, I wanted to make it look more like in the book than in the movies or in the Games Workshop miniature site. So here it is. It's the same as the first step, just applying it carefully to the scarf, trying not to get over the other areas. Now that that's done, I'm going to use Dryad bark. This is for coloring the staff. Again, this is not very hard. Remember to thin down your paint on your palette and just apply it as so. It's kind of weird that, I don't know if you noticed on the new movies, Gandalf has a different staff. I wonder why. I consider myself a huge fan of the series, and I think Lord of the Rings is the reason why I started on Warhammer 40k. So if someone can know something about that, please leave a comment. Now I'm going to use Steel Legion Drab to base coat the what is it? They're not gloves. It's kind of the undercloth of Gandalf. I don't know what this is, but yeah, I'm going to paint it with this color. Now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead with Nightshade and paint all of the leather areas. I'm choosing to paint all of the straps on his belt and on the holder of his sword on this color. The Games Workshop site has one of the straps colored in blue, but I just didn't care for it. I just go with all brown. just be very careful. I'm using a zero brush on this. This is maybe the equivalent for detail brush. And yeah. Next I'm going to use model color black from Vallejo, and this I'm going to use it to base coat the sword and all of the places that you would like to paint metal, which there aren't very many. There's only the sword and some of the belt buckles if you want to. I think I didn't paint them black. I just went straight with the metallic paint, but you can do it as well. It will serve as a good base coat for silver. I'm using this instead of the Abbadon black because I like the model color black more, because it dries very matte. The Abbadon black dries a little shiny for my taste, and that's the reason why. Next I'm going to use Bugman's Glow. I'm going to use it in all of the skin of Gandalf. Again, this is very easy, but remember, because we're going to go with several layers of the skin, it's very important that you thin it down. We don't want to cover the detail on his face. Although we're not painting the eyes, for several reasons. One, it's too tiny, and it's a bit hard for me to reach when painting behind a camera. And also the hat casts a shadow on his face. It's very hard that you will be seeing his eyes unless you get really close. So I'm going to take for a tabletop standard, or maybe a little bit higher, something that looks good but not so detailed. Now I'm going to use Administratum Grey, and I'm going to use it to base coat the beard. Actually, I was kind of thinking to make it maybe a darker color for the beard of Gandalf, but mostly it looks like white, I believe. Although he's called Graham Mithrandir, it means gray beard. So yeah, you can go, if you want, try Dawnstone instead to make it darker and highlight it with Administratum Grey and the other colors that I'm going to use afterwards. This is the way I did it, and I'm very happy with it. Next I'm using Leadbelcher, and I'm going to base coat all of the parts that are going to be silver, which is the sword handle on the here on the sheet, and the belt parts. Now comes the shades, which are my favorite part. I'm going to use Nuln oil to wash all of the robe, including the leather parts, because they're already there. And using Agrax Earthshade would be the proper thing, but it's kind of the same thing, so I just went over the whole thing, just ignoring the scarf and the staff. Again, shading is just mopping the color over the miniature and trying to get it into all of the cracks and crevices. Is not really important to make a good coverage over the whole miniature. Just get all of the recesses. Then I'm using Devlan mud for the staff and for the beard, maybe to suggest that once Gandalf had brown hair. Which is weird, because if you think about it, I think Gandalf has always been old. That's something that's not clarified for me. Now stay tuned for the second part. I'll be posting a link here on the corner of this video, or maybe in the description below. Please like if you like. Don't forget to comment if you want to see more Lord of the Rings painting tutorials. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.